Execute Order 66.
What's up everybody, welcome back to the Hyperspace Corner. Today, we're going to be reviewing something brand new to Bitty Pops, which is Bitty Pop Rides. This is the Bitty Pop Han Solo, which comes with the Millennium Falcon. And yeah, this is something brand new for Bitty Pops that hasn't really been done. As you know, Bitty Pops have been recently doing a lot of fun stuff like this, including towns, stands, deluxe like background sets. And yeah, now we have rides. I'm looking forward to this, as out of all of the ones, there's like a Batmobile one, and I think there's like a Jack sled and a teeny MNT like wagon. I think this is the most detailed and coolest. It comes with a Han Solo, which we will compare to the other Han Solo Bitty Pops we have. So yeah, let's get started. So I think we just open from the top. There we go. Oops. Okay, let's check this out. It's very tough to take out the box. Alright, there you go. So, let's take a look at the figure first before we take a look at the Falcon. So I have my two other Han Solos right here. This is the one from the Empire Bitty Pop set. This is the one from the first Bitty Pop set, which is the New Hope, and this is the one we come from the Millennium Falcon. So let's check it out. Right here in the back there is a nice art with X-Wing and a planet. I think it's the Death Star. Yes, the Death Star. Alright, so let's take all this out and show you the difference. So if we have a look at all three of them, you can clearly see that this one is actually not holding. The Hoth one is very different. This is obvious. This is not Hoth. This is the one where he's about to be in Carbonite during Empire Strikes Back. However, these two have very similarities. They are both, I think, from New Hope, except for this Han is a more darker wash. I don't know if you can see, but it's a more darker coloring. I'll try to put the light here. If you can see, it has more beigey, unlike this Han, which is way more brighter. Something else big is there is a blaster Han is holding here. You can see driving, he's not wearing anything. And yeah, I think this one's overall darker. If you see, maybe it's old, maybe more older, but the blue pants, this one's way more navy blue than well, they're both navy blue, but this one's more lighter than this one. Maybe it's the wash. And the face is definitely way different. This is more of an older Pop face would be. This is has more emotion with the eyebrows, which I do really like and enjoy. So yeah. Other than that, there's not much to the figures. Let's put him back in the box here. Let's put him back. And this part we're gonna put in the Falcon. So the Falcon itself looks really good. Like the big Millennium Falcon Funko, which I don't actually have. It looks nice. This is obviously where it used to be like a emergency ship, like a shuttle. However, I do question why they never added it back. Of course, George Lucas made it before Solo the movie, but I always wonder how that connects, because Han never actually placed this back after that one time in Solo, so it is questionable. This is the cockpit, looks really nice. The satellite, I love the rigid, more rough feel of the Falcon. It feels like a Falcon. In the back they added the engines, the blue lights, which is really cool, and the stand. It is very nice, and I think this is one of the better things Pop Funko Pop has done. If you put a figure, you just need to put it down here, and he'll sit right on. And yeah, it's really cool, really nice. I really like. I just wish one thing about Bitty Pops is I wish you could turn the heads because it will give them more style. But it's small and it only costs $6 right here. It only costs $6 in my store. Shout out to Awesome Collectors. That is Awesome Collectibles. That is where I get most of my Funkos. They have great prices, and during the winter, this was only $6. It's even, and yeah, shout to them if you live in LA. Right now, obviously, the fire. God bless LA right now, but if you go to LA near the airport, there is a Funko store called Awesome Collectibles. They have many Funko Pop. A lot of my Star Wars Funko Pops I've got from either there or the Funko store in Hollywood, which is probably more expensive if you go there, however. Yeah. And if you guys are wondering, I do have my Chewie. This is the one from the Empire, which has a blaster like holding here. We're gonna test out Chewie here on the cockpit. There you go. You can even put Chewie, but since Han is the pilot, I will probably put Han. Nevertheless, Chewie is really cool. So yeah, this is the review of Han Solo. If I were to give it 1 to 10, I give it an 8. I just think the pros of this: it's small, it's cheap, it's very nice for display. Out of all the rides, it's the best. And it's very detailed for the pricing. It's very detailed. You get a nice Bitty Pop. The cons are, I do think that if you were either to get this or a bit more expensive Bitty Pop set, you probably get that more, as it's pretty small and it's not very good for collection. Like, I don't know where I would put this in my shelf. I have my plans for it, but if you were to look in far away, this is more of a close-up thing. You're gonna have to put it somewhere where anyone else will see it if you want it to be a collection, obviously. And my other con, if I can get them on, is I do think if you're gonna want to get out. What I see maybe a lot of people is if you get this, you've already got, like me, a couple Hans. This Han is probably not the best. I think there are way better Han Solos to get. So if you're getting this, just beware that well, I think the vehicle is nice. The Han figure could be better, possibly. It's just the classic Han. We've already got that here. So I do wish we came with someone. Maybe I would have rather, because of how this collection, I guess this is more for people maybe who doesn't have the set. But yeah, I think it's not bad. I really like it. Very little cons, and I would recommend getting it if you want a small scale Millennium Falcon that's cheap and is very detailed for the pricing. So guys, thank you for watching. May the force be with you.